Hi everyone, it's Miss Sanaya here, and today we're going to do the second half of our How a Seed Grows lesson. So during our first lesson, if you remember, we read the book How a Seed Grows together. And we went through all of the steps on how you can plant your own 12 seeds using an egg carton. So today we're going to use this egg carton and a few other items to plant our seeds. So stay tuned for all of the items you need to plant your own seeds to follow the steps in the book. So to start, let's go through all of the items you will need to make your eggshell planter today. So I am doing this project outside because I don't want to make a mess in the house, but you can also do it in the house. If you do the project in the house and you're using soil, you might want to put down some newspaper so that way you don't make a large mess inside of your house. So the first item you're going to need is your egg carton. So I'm using a 12 egg carton that's clean and empty. You're also going to need some seeds. So the seeds that I'm choosing to use today are called mung beans. They have already actually started to sprout a little bit, so I think that it will be easier to put them in the soil and we might see more growth from them. But you can use any seeds that you have around the house. I also have parsley seeds, so this is another option that you could use. If you have beans lying around the house, you could also use those. You're also going to need a Sharpie to write your numbers, a cup of water, or you can use a watering can if you have that. And then lastly, you're going to need some soil. So I have a large bucket of soil that I'll be using for today's project. So the first thing we're going to do is we are actually going to number our egg carton. So as you can see, we're going to start here. And let's write our numbers out. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. So we've numbered all of them, as you can see. Okay. And so do you remember why it's important to number them? We need to number them because we are going to be taking out the different beans at different points in time. So we need to know what each one is numbered. Alright, so our next step after numbering all of the egg carton holes is to fill up the egg carton with lots and lots of soil. So I'm going to take this cup right here and I'm going to get some soil from my bucket and I'm going to start filling up my egg carton. Just like that. So if you have any big rocks in your soil like this one, you might want to remove that. Just going to keep going. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Alright, make sure your soil is all nice and flat. Okay, so once you have filled up your egg carton, your next step is going to be to take your finger, your little finger, and we are going to make holes in each of our egg carton holes. So just like that. Put it in, turn it around just a little bit, just a little bit. After you've made your holes, you want to take your mung beans and you want to put one in each of the holes. So I'm going to start with the first one and we're going to put one in each of the holes. Alright, So once you have put one in each of the holes, you can see that there are 12. We are going to take just a little bit more soil in our cup and lightly cover up the rest of the mung beans. There you go. So you can't see those mung beans anymore. And now we are going to take some water, which has gotten a little bit dirty throughout the process, but that's okay. And we are going to pour just a little bit of water into each. Not too much, just a few drops. Just enough to get it to start growing. Alright, so that is your finished product. And now let's wait and hear the directions on how and when to check each of the mung seeds to see how they have started to sprout and if they've started to sprout. Okay, so after you've been watering your seeds every day, after 3 days of watering your seeds, you should pull out the bean that is in carton number 1 and see if it has any growth. So you might see that it has shoots coming out, or it might have little white root hairs growing out from the bottom of it. If not, you can put it back in and continue watering it, and then after 2 more days, pull out the bean in carton number 2 and see what's going on there. And if you want, you could draw what's going on with that bean seed. And then 1 day after that, pull out the one in carton number 3, and then another day after that, pull out the one in carton number 4, and keep looking at each one and see if they've started to grow little white root hairs at the bottom. And that's how you make your egg planter carton.